What's good, YouTube? It's Fred Murray from Fred Murray TV. And man, I just casted my vote. As you can see, y'all stay tuned, man. I'm gonna let y'all know who I vote for. I'm pretty sure if you know me, you know who I voted for. So I'm gonna give y'all my tips and my take on who I voted for and why. Get back with y'all, man. Okay, so now that we got the voting process out the way, man, I want to give you guys my take on who I voted for and why. And when I hear a lot of people talk about this election, a lot of people aren't able to substantiate why they voted for a certain candidate. Instead, they use these bullcrap talking points to prove to you why that they rock with a certain candidate. So I'm gonna let you guys know that I voted for Donald Trump. Been a long time Republican. I voted for my first time voting was in 2008 for Barack Obama. I voted again in 12 for Barack Obama. So I have made the switch from Democrat to Republican. And I'm going to tell you guys why. My personal belief and doing the research that I've been doing, I feel that the Democratic Party are looking to replace black people, looking to replace the black vote. And the reason why, because majority of black men are hopping off the plantation. They're waking up and they're not voting. So majority of the people, so majority of the votes that they have been entitled to for all these years, because the culture, the black race have been tied into the Democratic Party since the 60s. So for my whole life and 30 years before that, 30, 40 years before that, the black culture and the black family and the black vote has been tied into the Democratic Party. And I feel like the Democratic Party has been the demise of the black family. When you think about the welfare system, when you think about um, food stamps, when you think about all of these things that the Democratic Party put out here to entitle us into their party, entitle the black vote to their party. They advise women to leave the house. They advise women to choose welfare system over their men instead of just sticking it out with their men. And I feel like the Democratic Party has been the demise of America and has been the demise of black people. So I feel like people are waking up. People are hopping off the Democratic plantation. People are standing up. They're stepping up. And it's time for a change. And the reason why, and it's not just about me voting for Donald Trump because I don't like Kamala. One thing about me, I can substantiate why I don't feel like she's qualified for it. First off, she's a part of the current administration, which is the Biden administration. The current administration that has fumbled the border, with her being the border czar. Supposedly, she was the border czar. So they fumbled the border. They fumbled proxy wars. They fumbled anything dealing with immigration, anything dealing with the border. They fumbled it. Anything with the government spending, they fumbled it. Um, Inflation, they fumbled it. When Donald Trump left office, he handed them inflation with under 2%. Now inflation is up. And all of these talking points that she's giving us are just handouts. For instance, the child tax credit, giving $6,000 or however much it's supposed to be to the to families who have their first child, handout. $25,000 loans, home buyer loans, handout. Legalizing marijuana, which is crazy because it's already legal. So I'm trying to figure out which states are this is supposed to, which states is you supposed to legalize weed and which is a handout. We don't need weed. We don't need loans. What we need is a great economy. We need manufacturing jobs. We need we don't need immigration. We don't need these things that's going on in the country right now. And I never in my lifetime have heard of so many people struggling. Homeless rates are up at an all-time high. Look at what's going on in Chicago. Look at what's going on in California. And look at the state of the country as we know it today to be the prideful America. People people scrape and claw and do whatever they can to come over to this country. And it just feel like we just losing the country to illegal aliens. And people can't say this is not a big problem because these people are literally flooding the floodgates. The election is going on today. So this is real time, and they are literally flooding illegal immigrants in because they know if Donald Trump get in office, it's over. It's over. You won't be able to get over here illegally anymore. You will have to be vetted, and the country would be a much safer place. The country was a much safer place when Donald Trump was in office. And I can't say the same about Barack either because it's crazy how we were seeing all of these police shootings, the Malcolm Browns, the Tamir Whites, and all this stuff, all those shootings, those hundreds of shootings that was going on, police shooting that was going on when Barack was in office. So it's more than just about me just trying to side with a white man or people figure like you selling out because you vote for Donald Trump. How you gonna support a white man over a black woman, which is one of the biggest problems because I don't vote based off identity politics. It's about my son. If the world if I was to lead today and my vote is beneficial to the world being a better place while I'm gone, rather than me being here, then I'm gonna vote for the right person. I'm gonna vote for the right person every time, and deep down in my heart, I know it's more than me just feeling it. I know that Donald Trump is more qualified to be the president. First off, he already was the president before. We didn't have all these problems when he was the president. We didn't have a immigration crisis. We are literally funding a migrant crisis. We didn't have this when Donald Trump was in office. We didn't have no new wars. We wasn't funding billions of dollars to Israel and all of these things. We didn't have to talk about opportunity economies and all of this socialism that's going on in the world. We didn't have all this. We had a lot of order going on before COVID hit, and you got to give credit what credit is due. That's one thing I did. I'm glad that Donald Trump lost in 2020 because we was able to get a sample size to see what Donald Trump was in office and to see what they are in office. And we see the people that ruined the country. And why would you give a person a promotion for doing a bad job? I never heard of that before. I never heard of a person getting a promotion for doing a horrible job as the VP, as she say. So this is some things that we got to think about as black people, man. We have to get out the Democratic plantation, man. It's time for a change. It's time to go in a new direction. All of the baby boomers and the Gen Zs, all of your parents. I'm 30 years old. I was born in 1994. The people my generation, our parents, they failed us. Our grandparents, they failed us. They fumbled the civil rights movement. We let them take our black leaders. We don't need to follow them. We cannot follow our parents. They gonna lead us to a hellhole. And they not even gonna be here 40, 50 years from now. A lot of your parents, 50, 60, let they ass go. I'll tell my mom and dad in a minute, your ass is about to be gone soon. I'm thinking about my son. I'm thinking about your grandson, and you supposed to be thinking about your kids. Don't think about your parents. Don't vote because you think they gonna take your family. They gonna take your mom's social security. oh man, I'm voting for Kamala because Trump said he gonna take Social Security, which he already said he's not gonna do it. But don't let these bullshit talking points and you not being informed have you going out here voting for your own demise. Man, that's all I gotta say. Man, make America great again. Get out here and vote, man. Voting is important. Voting like your life depended on it, man. And I hope that people can look at this years from now and say, like, man, we did make a leap. We took a leap of faith for this country, and it made it look like on the outside looking in, it made it look like it was a scary. Oh man, I don't know. Maybe Donald Trump is a racist. Maybe yeah, on the outside looking in, it may look like that. But once you do your research on this man, and once you do your research on him being in office, and him being successful, and him being a competent person, and being able to lead this country, we will look back on this and say, man, we made the right decision. America, we are not going to fail. We will rise above. Make America great again, man. Y'all be blessed. Peace.